All right, wonderful. Konnichiwa, Mina. Good evening to all of you in Tokyo. My name is Anamika, and I'm joining from New York. It's really exciting to be here. So let me really begin by thanking the organizers for their hard work and for extending me this wonderful opportunity to showcase my dream. So what we have here is a snapshot of my dream from the We Have a Dream book by the World Dream Project. Now, this book is also a textbook in some Japanese schools. And my dream is titled A Dignified Life for Everyone, or Daremo ga songe o motte ikiru tame ni. To explain a little bit about how this became my dream, let me take you on a journey that starts in my hometown of India. So I grew up in a small coastal southern state in India called Kerala. And those separated by distance, Kerala, very much like Japan, has for centuries evolved alongside water. Our cultures and art forms are created by our sea. We cherish it, we worship it, we celebrate it. But sometimes we also bear the wrath of it. I was only 7 when the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami occurred, the most powerful earthquake ever recorded in Asia. And in mere moments, kilometers of coastlines and thousands of lives were erased. This incident impressed upon me as a child the very fragile dance of life that we exercise on the surface of our earth. And throughout my life, I would go on to see just how vulnerable my home is to climate change. Kerala was completely devastated by 3 consecutive floods these past years. We lost lives, homes, and also many dreams. And volunteering at one of the many post-flood disaster camps, I witnessed emotionally numbed survivors huddled together in makeshift shelters. And many people continue to live in these temporary shelters, completely uncertain of their futures, stripped away of everything, even their dignity. And this prompted me to want to learn more about solutions. I've since dedicated a significant portion of my life at some of the most foremost academic institutions in the world to better understand policy and advocacy solutions to mitigate and adapt to climate change. At Harvard, my alma mater, our motto is ask what you can do for public service. And every single day I continue to ask myself, what can I do? And while it's very easy to have a dream, it's much harder to take real concrete action to achieve it. The motivation to want to take action led me to work on some intersecting climate issues and organizations across the Asia-Pacific, Latin America, and Africa. So this is just a very brief overview of projects. I've worked with UNESCO, where I worked with youth on an advocacy project targeting the Asia-Pacific waste crisis. Meanwhile, during my time at UN Habitat in Nairobi, I worked to support climate migrants in East Africa. Later, working for the Foreign Ministry in India, I focused on global cooperation on blue economy training for small island developing states. And in Colombia, I worked in public schools to introduce Sustainable Development Goals, or SDGs, into the curriculum to combat climate change. Now, these may all look like very discrete issues in different places during different phases and years. But they're all interconnected, just as our future is on this earth. So tackling climate change to ensure our survival and dignity is not just my dream, but our collective dream. So I urge you to join me in making this dream a reality. I'm currently working at the United Nations headquarters, and I focus at the intersection of conflict, climate change, and peace building. And while we all see the very visible effects of climate change, like deforestation and flooding, there are also several hidden impacts, like how climate change and the resulting loss of livelihood and economic insecurity can turn people to violence and lead societies into armed conflict and civil war. So we are at an important juncture where our actions and even inactions will dictate where really the pendulum of our collective history will oscillate between a sustainable future and a catastrophic certainty. In this context, Japan really holds a very special place in my heart. Much like Kerala, my home, Japan has historically demonstrated tremendous resilience in dealing with climate crises without losing hope. As a country that is the birthplace of the Kyoto Protocol, which has laid the foundation for several iterations of climate negotiation and diplomacy, as a nation with cutting-edge innovation and technology in environmental sustainability and renewable energy, I think there is a lot to learn from Japan's history and its future trajectory, but most of all from the present Japanese people's everyday strength. So I think I'll conclude there. ありがとうございました。